Hey everyone, just wanted to give you guys a couple of updates this week. First, if you enjoy history at all, May 10th, 1775, the Green Mountain Boys, along with others, took Fort Ticonderoga, which means that this is the 250th anniversary on Saturday. So head on over to fortticonderoga.org, hit their calendar up, or go to their YouTube channel. They'll be streaming it live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on May 10th, 2025. And a little warning for anybody buying things on eBay. Suncoast Radio TV went to go buy a auto tuner because I'm a ham radio operator, and got pushed off. Cancellation request has been revoked. They've ghosted me, and I don't have a product. So I got charged and don't have a product. So Suncoast Radio TV is the user, and you may want to stay away from them going forward in the future. Those little bits out of the way, let's get on to the Jellyfin server that I've got. So again, what I bought was a 6th gen i7 with 32 gigs of RAM. I put in a new 4 terabyte drive. I have 2 external 4 terabyte drives that I'm putting things on, which give me a little over 750 movies that I can store, because one's going to be a mirror, a backup of the other drive. To that point, I have other videos on there as well, so your stuff could be higher. I have some audiobooks that I'm recording for a friend. I have the movies that I put on there. I have the videos that I've recorded off of some cameras around the property that I put together. I have some music videos that I've picked up over the years, and I have some music that I put up there, but music videos and music pretty small. The camera videos are a good chunk of size in terms of overall percentage-wise. Movies are still the lion's share of what's on there. The audiobooks are small. They're just audio files. So one thing I learned is I have 4 different drives that I can use to read these discs. To give you an idea of the age of some of them, one was on a Windows Vista box, and the other was on a Windows XP box that had been upgraded. The drives range from, I've got 1 read-only, and I've got 3 read-write. The one that I'm doing the primary work on is attached to the laptop, and it's exactly what you would expect from a laptop drive. It's got the little ball bearings in the middle. You lock the disk into place, and it tries to read it. I've had all 4 drives fail. These are different types of drives. 3 of them are the normal internal, the big block size. It failed to read some of these DVDs that I've picked up. And again, I'm getting a lot of DVDs, and some are new, but I'm getting a lot of rental leftovers. You know, when Redbox closed, their inventories are everywhere. And between those used discs and other discs that people have put up there that are used, I have quite a few discs that are in questionable straits. Now, the drive that I've got has read all but a handful at this point without any issue. But there's some that just don't read well. So I went out and got a Pioneer Electronics BDR, Bravo Delta Romeo, 513 UBK. So 51, or, yep, sorry. I believe it's an S, and I can't quite see it. Yes, S13 UBK, so 013 Uniform Bravo Kilo. It is a internal drive because the externals are on back order, and I didn't want to wait till July for it to show up. I've got another one coming as well, so we'll see if that works as well as this one does. But it's a Blu-ray reader as well. So it's It'll read CDs, it'll read DVDs, and it'll read Blu-ray discs. And it'll write them as well. Once I put that in on one of the old Linux boxes that I've got, believe it or not, it worked very well. Now, the reason it's on the old Linux box is I'm running out of spots to put drives. I have an old Dell computer here, but it has a fancy front to it that hides the drive. And because of that fancy front, the drive actually can't work because the opening for the tray to come out was not made for the size of this tray. When the door opens up, the door is bigger than the tray, obviously, and it's too big for the Dell that I've got. So I've got that on my old beast over there. And it's hard to find tower computers these days, and finding the right framework case to house all of these. That one has 3 drives in it and can take a 4th. So that has done a very good job of reading the disks. Now, it doesn't mean I don't have to run DD Rescue, which is a Linux-specific program that scans the disks in backwards and forwards directions. You can change how fast it's reading the disk and things, so maybe it'll read it a little slower to get a better bit of data back, because we're not trying to play the movie at this point. We are just trying to create an ISO based off of the content of that disk. And then that ISO can then be sucked in just like a DVD would normally be, without having to make it into another DVD. So all of this stuff allows me to go through and read these discs and get things off of them that possibly I couldn't get. For example, one of the discs that I've got, it's a fairly recent movie, but the disc for the movie itself was fine, but is a unrated version of the movie on the disc as well. And I think that's the one that didn't read properly. So I've got that in processing right now, and it'll go through and read the disc over and over. But there's the odd part of this one, is this disc worked just fine so I could get the movie off of it, but I couldn't get the other movie off of it, the other version of it. Some of the discs that I've had literally could not be read by any of the drives at all, including the new one. And these are a couple of old discs that I've had in my collection for years. So it's not like they're used and scratched up. These are perfectly pristine discs that were just sitting unused, and now they're unreadable. From the technical perspective, what you've got is the material that is written to is between 2 pieces of plastic. The plastic on the top where you put the label, or in some cases the second side, and the primary side has a piece of plastic to it. If anything starts to degrade that plastic, either making it foggy or starting to separate those 2 halves from the material, can cause it to have issues reading the disc, because it's getting distortion now when it tries to read. And the disc will typically show up, it did on all 4 of my drives, not the 5th one. All 4 showed up that there's no media present. And if you try to force it to read anyway, it just comes back input-output error, because it doesn't think there's anything there. So the new drive, this new Pioneer, was not inexpensive. So if you go back to where we were in pricing, I think we were around $700. Had the 2 external 4 terabytes at about 125 each, so there's 250, plus the unit itself, the computer that I bought, which is about 300. So we're at 550 right there, and then you've got to have a keyboard and mouse. So I think I put us at about 700. This would put you just under $1,000, because it was a $200 drive. So we're at $900 in total expenditure on hardware, not to mention what it'll cost you to get the discs. Again, if you're going to do this yourself, you're looking at about an outlay of $900. You can, now for me, like I said, it's a 6th Gen i7, 32 gigs of RAM. I threw in the 4 terabyte drive, so that puts us closer to the $1,000 because the 4 terabyte costs a couple of bucks. Plus the two 4 terabytes that I've got external, which cost a little more because of the external drives. But you're looking at, let's say, $1,000 for your server, Mint free, so you don't have to worry about paying for the operating system in this case. You will, if you're going to use it externally, you don't have to, but I'm going to recommend that you get yourself a domain and attach that to your IP address so that you can attach a certificate to it. Yes, I'm adding a little extra cost in here as well, but that allows you to have secure communications, HTTPS encryptions, communications from wherever you are to your server. So if you're out traveling, you can still watch your movies anywhere that you are. In addition to that, you're going to have to buy the videos. Some of the movies that I've gotten have cost me anywhere between $8 to $20 for buying a new DVD. Obviously, the newer the movie, the more expensive the DVD. When you're talking about used, you can get them anywhere from about 99 cents plus shipping. So they're not 99 cents, but it balances out a little bit because there's usually a balancing act as to how many they will ship for that $4 or $5. So you may buy one and pay your $5 shipping on that, and then the next 2 are free. The next 4 are free. The next 5 are free. Depends on what they are, and then they'll charge you another $5. So let's say you're getting 3 at that rate, and we'll say $2 a piece. So that means that for 3 of them, you're going to pay $6 plus $5 shipping. So $11 for the 3 comes out to a little over $3. So just under $4 per movie for getting a used DVD. And other places give you different prices. For example, there was a batch of, I think it was 50. Yeah, it was 50 DVDs in a pack for $33, or 100 used DVDs in another pack for about $50. So you're taking a bit of a gamble because you don't know what's in it. It's a mixed bag. It's a mystery box of DVDs. And my experience so far has been one of them I had one of the movies that was already in the pack. And there are some in there that I don't care for. Well, I mean, that's you're going to get that as the flip side. There were some kids, little kids movies that were in there, and some television series that I didn't follow. So, I lost, let's say, 10 out of the 50 that were in that pack. The other pack that I got had 3 that were unreadable by any of my drives and are kind of readable by the new one. It's still having problems with these discs. And there were 4 duplicates in that set. So 4 plus 3, that was 7 discs that were unusable in that out of the 50. That's not a bad ratio, all right? To lose 7 out of 50 when you're only paying $33 for the pack, that's pretty good. Of them, only 1 of them I already had. So that made 8 in there that I couldn't use out of 50, and 10 out of the other set of packaged ones. These were old rentals versus the packaged DVDs. So that's a pretty good setup as far as I'm concerned. And if you have a local library or something that likes to lend out movies, you can always donate your movies, the ones that you don't want that will work, to the local library or some other place to use. So from my standpoint, it's very worthwhile to have set up this server. I'm very happy with the way it works. There's a couple of things that I'd like to tweak, and I haven't quite figured out yet. If maybe it's a setting that I'm just not catching yet. But again, I'm using Sync Play, so a friend and I can play the exact same movie in the same time. So it keeps us in sync as to where we are in viewing the movie. It also means that I can play them on my smart TV because I don't have to worry about the, it doesn't have a DVD drive on it. And that said, this is an old smart TV that I've got that was purchased back in 2018. Got it just around Christmas time, I believe. Yes, it was winter in 2018 that I got it. So it's a 7-year-old Amazon Fire TV that still works. The Jellyfin app loads up on it without any issue, and everything's been working great from that perspective as well. One thing I will note, if you're playing it on your TV, the Sync Play does not seem to show up. Basically, it's a group. If it's there, I haven't seen it, and I apologize to Jellyfin, but there's on the web, there's this little icon up at the top that's a group of people, and you can click on the group and create a group, and you start the movie, they start the movie, they join your group, and now the movies will be synced to the same spot so that you're watching the same movie at the same time. It will speed up or slow down if it needs to, or jump ahead if that's the need to keep the movie in sync. Have not seen any kind of real lag or any issue using that so far, except I will put this caveat in. Watching one movie and changing to another caused my friend not to be able to play the movie. We actually had to destroy that group, so leave the group and create a new group. Then she was able to jump into the other group, and everything worked just fine at that point. So if you're changing movies, kill the group off, create a new group, both you grab the movie, jump back into a new group, and you're good to go. So for me, this has been a valuable investment because it gives us both some entertainment and some enjoyment where we can share a movie together. Plus, like I said, if I'm traveling and I want to play something, I can. I have all of Westworld in there, for example. I can play that television series anywhere I want. It also allows me to pop things up onto the smart TV, and I can watch anything I want on that smart TV when I'm home. So I've got Westworld on the tablet when I'm out, and I've got Westworld on the TV when I'm home. Web browsers are always an option as well for running it, which if you've got a desktop computer, you don't have the option of having the Jellyfin app on it. It's an Android iOS app. So this will give you the option to watch your movies anywhere you want, anytime you want. And I think it's well worthwhile. So that's what I got for you guys this week, and I'll talk to you next week.